I suppose the question you guys all want to know is, do I regret coming? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel Truck It Proud. So my name's Sam. If you haven't joined me before, this is basically a vlog of my story of going from the UK to Australia, Western Australia to be precise. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning. It's actually quite cold, but it's okay, it's nice, it's pretty fresh, it's nice. So yeah, today's video is going to be all about how I'm finding life, or my family's finding life, a year on into the journey. So if that's something that interests you, then stick around. Let's get straight into the video. So the first thing I'm going to say is a lot of what I will say will be positive. However, there are some negatives of moving halfway across the world. So before anyone gets it wrong and thinks that I'm being just another whinging pom, I'm just sort of want to clarify that. So yeah, the first thing that I found a year on moving to Australia is that it doesn't feel like I've been here for a year. It feels like I've been here for 5 minutes, and it only feels like yesterday where I saw all my friends and family back in the UK. Now, one of the most difficult things about moving all the way across the world is managing emotions, and not really my emotions, because I kind of feel like, I don't know, it was my idea. I wanted to come here. It was definitely me that was the predominant one that pushed for us to make this move, and it's dealing with everyone else's emotions on the journey. It can come sometimes be easier some days than others, but it's not just like your partner. Of course, everyone's going to have their good days and bad days, days where you feel like you've had enough and you just want to go home and all those good things. But it's your children as well. Your children, especially if they're a little bit older than my children. My children are only 4 years old, so they're going to sort of get over it and be quite resilient and move on quite quick. But you do even notice it with 4-year-olds. There are certain mood swings and attitudes that they sort of take on, and they will say that they miss certain people, and that does make you a little bit sad, I guess. And obviously there's the big stresses of things from back home that will follow you all the way across the world. Like, if you don't sell your house before you leave, that's a good one. That keeps me up at night sometimes. It's been over a year for me and my family where we have been constantly stressed, thinking about, will this house sale go through, or are we going to get to the point where we can no longer afford it and just have to give up on it. So yeah, that's always been a nice fresh concern for us, and that's definitely made the experience a little bit of a harder one. I feel like if we had sold the house the first time, which would have been September last year, we probably would have had a lot more of a smoother transition from one country to the other. However, it hasn't gone that way, and that's just life, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to ride out the bad and make the most of the good. Now, one of the reasons why I haven't uploaded a video for a very long time is it's a good story. I'll enlighten you guys. So basically, I was at work and a guy comes into the shop and he's asking if anybody is interested in buying any puppies. No, sorry, not buying any puppies. He was interested in anyone rehoming puppies. I wasn't really interested, if I'm honest. But he insisted that we come have a look in the car park. There they were, in his back of his ute, which is a 4x4 for those from the UK, in a bucket. And he opened the lid. Good morning, magpies. He opened the lid, and yes, there were 7 beautiful little puppies. And me, being a sucker for dogs, felt immediately distressed for these puppies living in the back of the ute. So the guy had told us that he'd recently basically been kicked out of his house. His partner was in hospital and they were living in the back of his ute. That was their life. So I walked away as an adult and thought about it, but I did say to him, look, try and home as many as you can, and if you can't home them all, come back and see me tomorrow and I'll see if I can help you. So yes, he came back the next day with 5, and we took on 5 puppies. So we have rehomed all but 1. So we now have a new member of the family. A year in, we have our new dog called Yogi. And why am I telling you guys this? I don't know. No, I do know, because I've not been doing videos. I've been very busy, along with all the other stresses of life, work, sorting the children out. We just added 5 puppies to the stress, so why not? Hey, if you're feeling stressed, add some more stress, right? So yeah, we rehomed them. They're all now gone. One is off today to be rehomed with a foster family. The others we've all found their forever homes. And yeah, that's basically that. We done our good deed, I would say. I couldn't bear seeing those puppies basically emaciated in the back of a ute. It just wasn't right. So yeah, obviously my missus as well, being vegan, she didn't even blink. She took them in straight away. And yeah, it's been hard. It's been pretty stressful, but they've all got rehomed now, so that's all good. Anyway, I'm not going to waffle on too long for that, because it is what it is. But yeah, now I am puppy free. I can start walking back to work. So a year on, and I still refer to home as the UK, and I keep trying to correct myself on that one, because this is home now. At least I hope it is. But yeah, it's hard to get out of the habit of going, oh yeah, back in the UK or back home, and just referring to a lot of things. I know it's one of the Australians' pet peeves is to compare the UK to Australia. Mostly when I do it, I always try and make Australia the better picture, which, you know, it mostly is. But there will be times where you do think, oh, certain things in the UK are better than Australia. Few and far between, but there are. Just little things like conveniences, and you know, the fact that you have a choice of about 300 takeaways in a 2-mile radius. Sometimes that's nice when you can't be bothered to cook. But yeah, other than that, it's just, yeah, I try not to refer back to it, but like I say, it's hard. When you've lived somewhere for so long, it's hard to get out of those habits. Let me know in the comments, how long does it take you to refer to Australia as home rather than the UK or wherever it is that you've immigrated from. Now, one of the big questions that I get asked from a lot of people back home when I'm talking to family and friends is, are you happier now? And happier is a hard scale to measure, because everyone's happiness is different. For example, I definitely know that I feel happier in myself being here in terms of work-life balance, potential earnings, less stress, but also in the same instance, yes, less stress here, but I still have stresses from back home that I worry about. So it's hard to say. I know I will be happier in the long run for sure, but at the moment, with those things lingering over my head, I find it hard to say, oh, I'm completely happy and it was the best decision I ever made. That's coming. I guess what I'm trying to say is my happiness is not just measured by my own happiness, it's measured by the happiness of the people around me, my wife, my kids. And I suppose the question you guys all want to know is, do I regret coming? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Would I do it again in a fucking heartbeat? And excuse the swearing, but I have to just alliterate that I would not go back to the UK if you paid me. Looking back at the UK, my life there, how miserable I was, just the greyness. And when you look at the way the country's going at the moment in terms of governing and the riots, and people are just so sick to death of being treated like idiots. Yeah, 100% I do not regret coming. It is the best decision I've ever made, and whatever happens in my life going forward, I will make sure this works, because that's the kind of person I am. I'm not going to sit around and mope and think that I'm a victim of whatever happens. I'm just going to get on with it. I'm just going to work hard and make sure that my girls have the future that I want them to have. And some people, my friends and family, right, don't understand that. So unfortunately, it is what it is.
Looks like it's gonna rain.
Strap them in. Just was about to start talking to my camera.
Now look, I'm not going to carry on for too long in this video. I wanted to keep this one nice and short and sweet, but I thought it was an important bit of information that I wanted to get out to you guys. So if you have liked the video and enjoyed it, then don't forget to hit that little like button, subscribe button, and all that good stuff. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.